Oh, am I streaming in two places? I don't even know. This is annoying. I don't even know. Alright, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm streaming somewhere, and that's what matters. So, you'll make sense of my madness. Yeah, it will probably be a typically priced comic book, retro issue 1 that I'll be going through Indiegogo with. So it'll probably be a reasonably set goal over on Indiegogo. But if I can bring in, I don't know, 10,000, that might cover pencils and colorist and printing, and I'll also need a letterer and some production work on it. Now, what I'm looking at now is just to release a bunch of books, the single titles and sort of planning around people's schedules, hope to get to, like a quarterly status. If that's not possible, then, at least some sort of schedule where I'm releasing a couple of books each couple of months. So, I mean, it's just a matter of how much money I can bring in to finance the books, and that will be through everything I do on top of crowdfunding. I also got my Patreon, and I'm doing work for other people. So it's a lot of things. It's just not just one thing. And if I can start getting around to conventions and promoting it more that way, but also I want to do promotion with radio stations if possible, with TV if possible. Because I don't think it's like I could do as many podcasts till I'm blue in the face, but if I really want to promote it, I'm going to have to go above and beyond. Back in the day, I spent a lot of time in this industry where it was, like really focused because of like a magazine like Wizard Magazine back in the day. Now that's not the case. There's hundreds and probably even thousands of comic related podcasts and websites. Maybe there's still magazines out there. I'm not really sure. But heck, everybody can broadcast now. So everybody can have a hand in spreading the word. So it's all it's all helpful. But if I can go on to, at the very least, one or two really popular shows, then then that's better than doing 100 small shows. But as it is, everything, it's like I plan to do a bunch of hangouts with friends on my YouTube channel, and then we'll do like other parts on their YouTube channels. More YouTube channels I can get onto, that will be helpful. So I'm looking into collaborations, that sort of thing. But it's also about who hears about what you're doing and helps spread the word. I know many of you following me know that, hey, I'm Jimmy Palmiotti's brother, and he can really help promote me, and that's strictly up to him. Frankly, when I get to talk to him next, or every time after that, I want to catch up with him personally, not talk about business. So, he likes my post on, he's on Instagram a lot now, and he's on Twitter now, and he helped me share Jeff's hangout when that happened, as well as promote the Indiegogo itself. But yeah, I'm looking at, mostly people I've known for years. Hopefully people I've known in person. I'll say, hey, I'm doing this thing, and I could use a push from somebody as famous as you, because I'm just a nobody. I'm not a total nobody, but as far as being a publisher, that's new territory. And I'll be getting my feet wet. I'm just getting my feet wet this year. Next year, I'll dive in further. But I'm like really hoping that by next year, I'll have a kind of regular schedule with the books, even if it's really spread out. It's better than nothing. I know, like, growing up and throughout the years, if I saw, somebody who did their own book and self-published and put it out, if they put out one issue a year, that's pretty that's pretty aggressive in the independent comic publishing, self-publishing world. I hope to do a lot better than that. In fact, besides the superhero stuff, there's a lot of just like one-shot stories I want to do. A lot of it, I posted about stuff here on my YouTube channel and just in general, in different groups on Facebook, and maybe I talked about things on DeviantArt years ago. I hope to get back to a lot of projects I started and finish them off. Is another big part of what I want to do through Has Comics. So it won't just be about superheroes. But it's like in the end, look at it from like, if I was a millionaire today, I would just hire 100 of my friends that that I know of without even blinking to do regular books. And it's like you got an idea for a book, here, you do a book, here's your budget, hire a crew, yada yada yada. As I build my own company, it's like I don't have a budget yet. And in many ways it's working from the seat of my pants. But it's with the intention that I can get funded and get to the next step, and just want to put out quality books that people will like reading, and is no sort of agenda behind them, other than it's like I grew up reading wonderful comics, and I want to do the same. I want to publish my own books. I worked for people in the past, and I will continue to work for people, even as I do this. Like I said before, like, because that's partially how I'm going to fund this. But because I love just working with people. I love sharing in their vision, and frankly, it's I'm a good worker bee. It's a lot easier to follow instructions, like, here, just do this, be one part of the factory, and you don't have to worry about the other parts, and just do your part to the best of your ability. And that's why I have never given up inking for all the years I've been doing this. And if you haven't followed my whole career, it's I started in 1991. I'm really happy with a lot of the work I've done, and some of it's not so great. But it's time for me to get to the next level, and in many ways shut up and just go and do it. And that's writing and working on my own comics. And I just can't wait. So I'm doing 100 days of making comics, and part of that is me working on a couple of different comics, one of which is definitely retro. And that book is mostly penciled. I'm in the process of inking that. And I could pretty much say, like, by the time the campaign is done, I should have all the pencils done on the book. I should have all the inks done on the book. And it'll just be a question of colors and letters, which are like take the take the least effort, really, when it comes down to it. So it would be practically ready to publish as soon as the campaign is done. And it's like I am thinking like I might do a campaign that's 2 months long, which is kind of insane. But the purpose behind that is I'm not only trying to finance one book, even though that will sort of be the drive of the campaign. But if I can finance a couple of other books as well with that one campaign, then I could have a whole freaking line of books come out of that. You know, my quality of living has been dirt level for the last couple of years. I'm looking to improve that. That's part of the reason why my setup is crap. The camera could be better. My light situation could be better. And also, you know, it's like I want people to come over and work with me, even if it's not every day. It's just get a random person during the week to come work. You know, there's something about working side by side with other people. It's like it really changes everything. When I worked for Valiant for a time, doing just that. So, so I'm just rambling on, and there's at least one person watching this, and this video might show before the other video. I don't know. I hope the other video is a completed stream. But I'm thinking at the moment that I'm going to have to go and check and see soon. But at least I got a little work done on this. Pretty much will continue to work on this, and I got some other things I got to jump on. So much for being a 50th celebration per se. But I did have a lot of people in the chat before. I think mostly due to buffering issues. I got cut out at some point. Fortunately, that's what happens when you're working with something that's not as powerful as, say, my PC. So that's just definitely one of my concerns today, getting that looked at and see what I have to do to fix it. And if I have to throw some money on it, then I have to throw some money on it. Oh, there's Frank. Yeah. Frank says, for me, you cut out a while back, and after a few I had to check and then refresh the page. That was actually a different video. I don't know if both these videos are going to go up or how that is all going to work out. I don't know. But something will be up and for people to check out afterwards. So I might just have to name it Part 1, Part 2 for people to make sense of it, even though Part 1 will come second time-wise. But yeah, I mean, it's like I posted the cover for Retro, which unfortunately does have to be recolored. Because the original wasn't colored over a proper scan. And I don't even, the color file wasn't separate from the ink file. So it just has to be recolored. And as it goes, the colorist has already gotten into other areas. He started drawing and is doing other stuff. So I'm going to use a different colorist, and I like a lot of what's happening on that piece. And I'll tell you, like, because I'm using my laptop, I realized my color scheme on my computer was a little off, because you could actually see the difference between the red on the character and the purple on the character better on my laptop. So one thing I will do is, whether it comes back intact or not, I'm going to have to change the color settings so such things will appear better to me. Yeah, I was freaking shocked, because I thought the colors were too close all this time. But yeah, it's I've gotten a good response to not only the cover, but the fact that it's going to be going up on Indiegogo, and that I'll be pushing forth getting a book out, and that, really above and beyond, I want to do a lot more than just one book. And I don't think I'm crazy. I think it's possible to do. And I have a lot of people who want to support me and want to be a part of the studio and want to help out. So I think I can pull together a worthwhile team, and we can function really well as a group, and we could be the next, Image Comics. Not to say that we're breaking away from Marvel, but but that we're just, a bunch of creatives working together within a publishing company, putting out quality books. And that's the dream. Enough said. Man, I ate before this, but it always goes that I'm still hungry. But yeah, I'll go another 5 minutes or so. Fill in some more blacks on this before seeing what YouTube surprises await me. But man, it's painful to work on this laptop, so I really have to get my computer back up and running more than anything else. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I did mention before that I'm going to try to make it out to MegaCon. It seems more likely than not. Although I don't have a plane ticket, I don't have a pass to the convention. But once I do show up, I will have automatically a table where I'll be appearing, which will be with Mark Fenton and Thomas Tenney. Both are already listed on the MegaCon website. That will be in Tampa Bay. Buffering again. Where'd you go? I'm here. Dang it. I realize it's also, heavily my internet connection, which I'll be improving, which is why I don't live stream extremely, like a lot. I realize that's part of the problem with people watching it. Once the stream gives out, then you lost your audience. So that might have happened again. God damn it. Yeah, I have, right now I have internet through the phone. I'm going to be getting internet through cable. And it should be all I need. There are different levels I can get. And I will be getting a higher level speed. But not their top model per se. Like their top model is for like 12 people can use the internet at the same time. Well, it's like, I don't think that will ever be the case in my house, but although that would be interesting, fun experiment. Have 12 artists in one house, maybe each in a different room, live streaming in the same hangout, just for the hell of it. That would be a trip. But yeah, in the future, my internet should be top notch, or at least I'll be okay in that department. So when that comes in remains to be seen. Everything usually takes time, but the order for that will be in shortly. But yeah, I would love to get out to MegaCon. Not only to meet in person with Thomas and Mark, we've met virtually. I've been actually chatting with Thomas on and off for a few years now. I'm definitely a fan of his work, and I know his work from way back when. He used to work on First Force Works, and I did a one shot with Jim Calfury based off of his character, and it is his character as Sentry. That was a lot. That was probably the most fun I had on a single book. Unfortunately, because it's just timing or promotion or whatever. It didn't really get a push. But yeah, it'd be great to meet Thomas in person, talk about the book and plans, and a big part of MegaCon will be promotional for Down, this pinup I'm making. But also, to get to see my family after the con. I haven't seen Jimmy or my other brothers, Tony or Victor, in a long while. It's just the case when everybody else is in a different state. And for a good part, I've been a starving artist of my own choosing. I guess when it comes right down to it, I'm kind of pig-headed, like my mom used to say. I'd rather be a starving artist and make a decent wage elsewhere. But now I have the goal of putting a lot of what I make into the machine that will be my company, and hopefully get back tenfold. And I've watched other small publishers grow over the years, and not to say, hey, it looks easy. I realize the work that goes in. I'm not that stupid. I'm not that stupid. But I just think it will be all the more fun, and I'm just crazy enough to be the one doing it myself. I just think it's time to level up. It's like either I level up at this point in my career, or it's not even worth having a career. So to me, it's all or nothing. Either this works, not to say it doesn't have to be a huge success, but either all this works and we all make a couple of bucks off of it, and the real goal of it is that we'll be able to work on books we want to work on a regular schedule, and fans will actually be able to pick up books with the same teams on it over and over. So either all this works, or I don't know, I'll go off and become an archer. I'll take up archery. I'm sure it's easier to earn a living in archery than it is in comics. So yeah, I said I wouldn't go too much longer. So if you want to see me finance my dreams, and you're not already a patron, go to patreon.com/Peter Palmiotti. Become a patron. Only $1 a month will make a difference. There's higher levels you could pledge to, and that's always great to see people who do. But yeah, even before I do my Indiegogo, there's ways to support me, and frankly, now is the critical time. Now is the time that will make the difference in many ways for years to come. So become a patron, or if you just want to throw some money at me once, there's a tip jar. It's paypal.me/Pete Palmiotti, where you can go and just write in an amount you want to throw my way, and that will come to me. And all this will help me better get things off the ground. It will help me fix my damn computer, so I could do. I could stream better behind the scenes, where things don't buffer for 100 years, and I can improve the internet so things won't buffer on your side of things. Because probably in the end going to be spending the same or a little more for internet. Yes, once again, if you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe. Tell your friends and have them subscribe. Tell your mom. If your cat or dog has an account, please have them subscribe. I often include my kitties in videos, and I'm sure they would appreciate you letting them know. But yeah, it's like the videos, comments. I always want to see comments. More comments mean more goodness. Love to hear your thoughts on what I'm attempting to do. And, ultimately, I hope you come back to click on the link once I got, the comics out and published. So I was able to map out some of the more of the inks, get a little bit done. I was thinking of going earlier, but I see it's a it's a losing battle with this thing buffering so much, and frankly, I think it spread this one hangout into 2 different videos, and it's always a challenge. But I will be back in the future for longer hangouts and better quality, hopefully soon. All right, peace to all of you. Love you all. Appreciate everybody showing up, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.